forgot to turn the camera on. All right. Number 9. Okay. So we have some negatives, so we know some stuff needs moved around. Okay, where does the 4 go?
Top.
Top. X to the 0.
Top.
You don't need it.
No, you don't need that.
What's it become?
1.
1 or
1, 0,
Next.
1.
Cross it out.
okay. Otherwise, it kind of cancels out. So the whole thing becomes a 1, or you can just cancel it. Okay. What about y to the negative 1?
At the bottom.
At the bottom. Okay, and you can write just y, or you can write y to the 1. Okay, either one's gonna work. Childish. Okay, look at 11. 11, we have just numbers. So when we have just numbers, you keep the big number every single time. Okay, so some of you guys keep trying to multiply that front number, and you can't, okay? And you want to put 16 when it's not really 16. Okay, so we're going to keep the front number, which is 4. And what type of rule is this?
You gotta add. Power.
Which is it, Reese?
Power.
I don't remember the rule, but I think you gotta.
So if it has a dot, yeah, you got to add them. But it is the product rule, the multiplication rule. Okay, so we're going to add the exponents together. So it's going to be negative 2 plus 4.
That's 2.
Two, it's two.
It's 2, so 4.
So it's going to be 4 to the 2.
Let's go.
Okay, because it's numbers, we're not going to simplify that, okay? We leave it just 4 to the 2. Okay, look at 13. Okay, what number's in front of that B?
1.
A 1, what power does it have?
1.
A 1, okay? And so sometimes when we write just B or just X, there's really a 1 in front of it, and there's really a little 1 with it, okay? So we multiply the big numbers together, so 1 times 4, 4, and we add our B's together, so it's going to be 1 plus the 2, okay? That's going to be 4B to the 3rd.
I got it.
Okay, why do we multiply those bigs together? Why do we multiply the bigs? Because we did it on the
Math
last one.
says so.
Huh?
Because the numbers don't match.
No.
Because there's only one number.
No. What's the difference between 11 and 13? What is the big difference?
There's and the numerator.
I'm gonna say that again.
Okay? What's the difference between 11 and 13?
11 and 13.
There's 2 numbers.
There's no negative.
For that one, there's 2.
Okay, and some of you guys already said it. So 13 has letters. Okay, 11 does not, and the rules are different. Okay, when it's just numbers, you always leave the big number the same. We don't touch it. We don't do anything with it. When we're working with letters, we always got to multiply the fronts. Okay, so 15. We're going to multiply the bigs, add the littles. So we got 3 times 2,
6.
and then we add the littles. So you're going to have x to the negative 4 plus 0. Okay, so you're going to have 6x to the negative 4. Are we finished?
No.
Why not?
It's a negative exponent.
We have the negatives, okay? So where does the 6 go?
Bottom. Top.
You know, big number always stays on top. What about x to the negative 4?
Bottom.
Bottom. Okay, 17. It's still multiplication, okay? So we multiply all the bigs. What are the bigs? 3,
And 1.
1, and 1. So see how there's 2 dots? That means that this is one of the problems, this is one of the problems, and this is one of the problems. Okay, those dots separate each of the multiplication things. Okay, so there's really a 1 right here and a 1 right here. Okay, so 3 times 1 times 1 is 3. Okay, and then we add up all the exponents. So we know we have x's and we have y's. Okay, so we got 0 plus what? Negative 4. And then for the y's, I'm gonna have -3 plus -3 plus 2. Okay? So we're gonna have 3 to the x to the -4, y to the what?
To the -3 of 4.
To the -4. Okay, are we finished?
No.
Where do negatives go?
Bottom.
Okay, so the 3 goes on top, and we're gonna have x to the 4, y to the 4.
Nice.
Okay? Can I scroll or no?
Yes.
Okay, 19. What kind of rules are these? They're the power rules. What do we do with power rules? We multiply the exponents. Okay, so it's really, we keep, these are just numbers, so you always keep the big number, and you're going to multiply the two little. So -3 times 4. So it's going to be 4 to the -12. Are we finished? Okay, where do negatives go?
Bottom.
The bottom. Okay, and this is where some of you guys get mixed up, because I always say, well, leave the big number on top. But on this case, we cannot leave the big number on top because it's attached with that little number.
So 1.
So 1's going to go on top, and the 4 to the 12 is going to go on the bottom. Okay? 21. We keep the big and we multiply the little, so it's going to be 3 times 3.
2 to the 9.
And that'd be all.
2 to the 9, and that'll be all. Can I scroll?
Yeah.
Okay, 23. Okay, now we're starting to get in stuff with variables, okay? So, this little number needs to go to each big number and each little number. So it's going to be 4 to the 3rd, x to the 2 times 3. And these are the ones I feel like you guys are struggling on the most, okay? So definitely practice on these today. So, we're going to have 4 to the 3rd, x to the 6th. Okay, do we have any negatives? No, and so then our very last step on all of these is to figure out what is that number. What is 4 to the 3rd?
64.
Wait. Why is 4 to the 3rd?
64.
So this little 3 on the outside, when we do power rules, it's got to get like distributed to every big number and every little number. What'd you say?
64.
64, so 64 x to the 6th.
That's what I messed up.
Another way you can look at it, so you know how we, on these ones, we always multiply? What number is really 4 to the power of what? What power does that 4 have? It has an exponent. Okay, there's really a 4 to the 1 right here. And so you could put a 1 times 3 right there, and so they would look similar. It's almost more work, but you can do it that way. Okay, so on this one, same thing. We're going to distribute this -4 to each piece. Okay, so it's going to be 2 to the -4. U to the -1. Submit your attendance. Times -4. V to the 3 times -4. Okay, so we're going to have 2 to the -4. What is -1 times -4?
Or 4.
4. And then we're going to have V to the -12. Okay, and now we get rid of the negatives, and then you can do that simplification process, okay? So, draw your big bar. Where does that 2 to the -4 go? Bottom. And it becomes a positive. U to the 4.
Bottom.
Come again?
Top.
Top.
Why?
Why? It's a negative.
No, it's not. And then v to the negative 12. 5. Randy, why are you looking lost, bro?
No, I'm not understanding why one's at the top.
Because right here, we have negative 1 times negative 4. What's a negative times a negative? Positive, so that's how I got positive 4. We don't move positive ones down. Okay, what's 2 to the 4th power?
2 to the 4.
16.
Nice, right?
Sam, it's really 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2. Times 2. Just use your calculator.
So what's the answer to this one?
Right here.
Let's go.
The only thing I did was change that 2 to the 4 to a 16.